The SEC and the ACC intend to go forward. The Big Ten and the Pac-12 standing down. In the middle was the Big 12, and Bob Bowlesby, the commissioner of the conference, made it clear on Wednesday that they intend to go forward. It's up to all of us to deliver a safe, medically sound, and structured academic and athletic environment for accomplishing the outcome of getting the season in. A schedule was released. They start September 26th. They're going to do 3 tests per week for the student athletes, which is better than some of the stuff we've been hearing about programs, Chris, that are only testing guys who are symptomatic or are proven to have been in close contact with someone who has COVID-19. So it looks like 3 out of the 5 conferences intend to go forward. And in my view, that's the worst outcome for the NFL. I think from the NFL's perspective, they're not saying anything other than we are closely monitoring the situation. You don't want 2 college football seasons. Do it all in the fall. Right. Do it all in the spring. Yeah. Don't do one in the fall, one in the spring, because then you can't take over Saturdays in the fall if you want to move games from Sunday to Saturday for TV purposes, and you're still stuck with the idea, this problem of what the hell do we do with the draft?
Yeah.
Because there's still going to be college football happening in the spring.
No, it's going to make life insane for NFL evaluators and scouts and GMs and everything like that. You're right. There's no doubt about that. So I'm not surprised the Big 12 is playing football. I expected them to join the ranks of the SEC and ACC. I did. You know, we just heard Jerry Jones. He's down there in Dallas, Texas. He wants fans in the stadium. You know, people are going to be behind that. I know that. Longhorn fans, they're sitting there going, damn, we're in Austin, Texas. We're all about Longhorn football. So, you know, that they're going to push that message. Same thing with Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. I mean, they live that. So it's a huge part of their culture. I did not think they would go down, you know, easily. I thought they would fight this because it is. You know, it's the South. And that part of the country, football is, you know, right there with religion and marriage, as they always say. So it's an important part. I just hope, again, just like we've talked about, can they do it safely? Can they make sure it doesn't spread through communities? And it's on them to do this, and they're going to take the financial liability risk, whatever it may be, and we'll see where it goes.
Somebody other than Bob Bowlesby will be the commissioner of the Big 12 when they finally clean up the last of the COVID-19 lawsuits that inevitably will be filed by players, family members, coaches, etc., if they go forward without the right level of care and the right level of testing and evaluation and quarantine and all that stuff. So, hey, look, maybe they'll pull it off. But the fact that the Big Ten and the Pac-12 have both decided it's not safe to proceed. That's Exhibit A in the lawsuit against any of the schools from the Big 12, the SEC, or the ACC. The 2 major conferences said,
Mike,
we just can't do it. But you guys go ahead and do it. We don't think it's safe, but go ahead. Go ahead and do the thing that we don't think is safe.
No, I know. You're right. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know. We're living in a crazy world right now. And you know, messages are all over the place and all that. I'll tell you the one thing to me that I don't think is being talked about as far as being the biggest factor into if college football wants to work and everything like that. Listen, I believe in a lot of what Nick Saban said. You know, I'm not saying, you know, where he just goes, hey, you know, what we have here at football, we can provide one of the more safer environments you can find out there. Yeah, I can get behind that. I get that. But to me, if college football is going to work too, Mike, all right, you know, the big thing is, are there going to be students on campus? What are some of these schools doing about that? Because, you know, I would feel very confident. Texas, I went there. I know how it's set up. They could set up their own bubble for the football team and everybody be okay. They stay in Jester Dorm. Right. It's a walkway away from the stadium. But if there's kids at school and all that, Mike, you know, that would scare me about it going forward, really scare me, because then I don't trust the kids on the football team to be disciplined and be able to go through and stay in the bubble and all that.
But here's the problem. If it's not safe for the student body, how is it safe for the players? And how do you have college football without college? That's why I thought early on the wheels were going to come off of this experiment before it even gets going, because what happens is, in your zeal to get the college football season in and grab that money from the networks, you are going to expose the reality that these guys aren't student athletes.
Yep.
They're athletes.
Yep.
They're unpaid labor, and we're going to bring them in, and we're going to put them in a dorm, and we're going to shut them off from society so they're healthy enough to go out and play in the football games and make us our money. And if students aren't there, it becomes more glaring.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.